should I choose?
Hey Cloud, how are you doing?
I'm a little out of practice these days.
So guys, we have like
Any conflicts around?
pretty like that experience server, like some players, as you know, like from different countries, like got early access. Lauma surprisingly good in Hyper Bloom rather than in Nilo Bloom, looks like, you know. Yeah, but don't get fooled by those numbers, because you know why? Some of the streamers like by mistake use her signature weapon. So like you need to be more more realistic number. It's like 36% up in Hyper Bloom damage. So just keep that in mind, because like yeah, but like her Hyper Bloom team actually extremely good. And by the way, they also... Hey Mirak, how are you doing? Lauma must pull... I don't know actually, like... looks like Lauma is must. Let me change like that, actually, yes. Yeah, I changed the name of the like must have, no must. Look, looks like must have is better actually. Oh, like, you know, like what? Well, I'm good, thank you very much, Cloud. About, must pull or not, you know what's the point is? Like, the problem is Nefer, to be honest, even though I liked that cat girl, the problem is, like, she is going to be actually not so good. You know why? I still don't know, because like looks like she's going to be mostly some specific Dendro character rather than like normal Dendro character, you know. They kind of want to make Nefer, I don't know what. You know what, when she's on field you cannot create Dendro course, and that's a problem, because no matter what, Dendro is about to create Dendro course. Like literally every character, when like Hydro exists, like with Dendro, you create some course, you know, like Dendro Hydro means some course. It's normal. When Nefer on the team, you cannot create the course. Instead of Dendro course, she gets some stack, and after that she consumes a stack to do charge attack. If you ask me, it's not okay. Even though Lauma can be her best in slot because of second Nod-Krai, and she can buff some damage, but again, I don't think like she's going to be great with Lauma. In that case, Lauma's value like changed drastically. It means Lauma might be way more better than she was before. It's my like first opinion, but it's better to wait, because not so, like, as you know guys, we only need to wait 5 days or something. Yeah, it's about 5 days and we will be within 6.0. By the way, I wouldn't suggest you to go for Lauma immediately. Just wait a couple days for that leaks about Nefer. You know, you never know, maybe the leaks about that she cannot like, it's not possible, it's like Dendro course cannot be created when she is on a team, it's wrong. Hey Lucas, how are you doing? Well, let me check the comments first. She provides too much value overall, so Lauma is like, no, like Cloud, no need to be like, no need to rush, like you know what's the problem is, like as we mentioned like on a couple streams, she is extremely flexible and she can be used with so many team comps, like, and with so many teammates. That is true. So yeah, we have a ton of Hydro. She literally can use any Hydro in Genshin Impact, literally anyone, you know, doesn't matter what, because she is the only one who can create that lunar bloom stuff. Yeah, Lauma is must have for me, but I don't know if luck will be. I wish you best of luck, like Lucas. But again, if you say must have or something, I would say, you know, like let's say like that, you still can use Nahida, you will be alright, but the damage will be 36% low. That's it. Yes, it's actually significant increase in damage. Maybe not 36, you know why? Because if you use, for example, if you use ineffa and Aino on a team and use Aino with a new set, actually damage will be not 36, about 30% difference, because Aino will give you, like Constellation 1 Aino gives you some elemental mastery. That new set gives you 120 if you have Nod-Krai, so it's actually damage for your it's elemental mastery for your electro, and it actually means damage, more dendro damage. But again, Lauma is completely different. Not a bad character, not gonna lie. Hey Zeno, how are you doing? Isn't ineffa kit will absorb dendro course? No, actually, no. Like, you know why, Mirak? Like, to absorb, like, you mean absorb, it's not absorption, you mean like activate dendro course to do damage? No, like, to do that, you need elemental mastery. Unfortunately, ineffa scales of attack, you need a lot of. You can switch ineffa into the Flower of Paradise slots. In that case, yes, she can do hyperbloom damage. That's true. Actually, you can. Ineffa is why I like ineffa a lot, to be honest, guys, because she is a character who can use a lot of supportive sets and pretty DPS sets as well. And don't forget about future Nod-Krai sets. She can use both of them. By the way, chasca is fun to play. Chasca is crazy. I mean, Lucas, I don't know, like at the moment, if I switch chasca to another character, I can't do exploration at all. I like chasca so much. She's just crazy. For real, she's extremely great character. Yes, damage-wise, she's kinda meh when it comes to single target. But you know what? Why chasca is good? No matter what characters you are going to get in the future, if the character will get, like any character will get pretty good off-field damage, you can use her with chasca. You know why? For example, ineffa. Why ineffa is good? Ineffa, by using skill, like casts that Birgitta, and at the same time, chasca, right, can convert one of the bullet into electro. So yeah, you can kind of like get something like double bonus, you know? It is okay to skip pause and go for Furina instead of that. I can complete my new. You know, Zeno, like, sorry for. I would say yes. You know why? Let's say like that. If even though Furina cannot buff like lunar damage because she is mostly for OG characters, Furina is still going to be pretty good, no matter what, for some teams. If you don't care about Stygian Onslaught so much, because even without Lauma, even without ineffa and without Flins, you still can clear like the Fearless mode. It's possible. Diary mode is completely different. You need either high level constellations for all characters or new characters, you know, with the weapons. So if you don't care about that, go for Furina. Furina is just crazy character, no matter what, you know, like she's really great. But you need to have a good healer. If you want to complete your new team, yes, I would say yes. Because you know what, actually Furina can be used with, you never know, maybe they will release like a good healer within Nod-Krai. In that case, you can use with Furina as well. Yes, Furina has slow application, Hydra application, but still useful. You know why? Why not? She can still buff other characters on your team. Even though, keep that in mind, like lunar related damage cannot be buffed with damage bonus. So the characters like Furina, Cinder CD set, Yelan, even though Yelan has pretty fast application, Yelan's bonus damage by using her burst, it's not relevant. Lauma reduced 25 dendron. That is true. Yeah, like Cloud, that is true. Like that's why she is so useful when it comes to not only dendro characters but Hydra as well. That's why, by the way, you can use Yelan as well, you know, because she has pretty fast application. And because of that, if we will get some healer, actually you can use Furina as well. But keep that in mind, like yeah, Furina will be kind of like a little bit. If you have other options, it's better to use other options. I like characters like Mirak. I didn't get what Iffy means, so yeah, like. So you need kind of Constellation 1 new for full potential with Furina. I'll go for Constellation 1 New Red on his... If you like, yeah, Zeno, if you go for Constellation 1 like for New Red, and you like New Red a lot and you want to build like premium New Red team, then yes, Furina must have. Because you know why? You still can use, let's say, New Red without Furina, but Furina gives him a lot. Furina really gives New Red a lot. Like New Red team, premium team is actually pretty expensive, you know? Oh, Escoffier. Okay, so yeah, let me read that comment again, just a second. I like characters like Escoffier and character like and Clunker. Escoffier, Clunker, and Clunker. Like, yeah, would be nice, Mirak, if you like comment that as well. Clunker. Who is a Clunker? What must be? I don't know. Okay, so Emily. So I think she's. If yeah, let's say like that, I got it. Ineffa. Like, okay. Let's say like that. You know what's the point is? Actually, yes, I like the characters, those characters as well, because they have off-field application and extremely fun to play in Overworld. The point is, mostly those characters are support characters. Why Ineffa is good? She is the first Nod-Krai. Yes, if you remember, I told you that no need to go for Ineffa immediately. You can go for on rerun, and that is true. You know why? Because at the moment, like Ineffa cannot like kinda reveal full potential because she is a single Nod-Krai in the team, but it will be possible in a couple days, in 5 days or so, because as you know, nascent is and ascendant stuff is will be available, new set will be available, don't forget about it. By the way, you know what's a great thing about new set? You can use new set on literally any character. You can use that set on Shinchu, you can use that set on Mavuika. Let's say if you need some application, you can use that set on Yelan. So yeah, like you still can activate that, because the set says that it doesn't matter what character use it, the main condition is 2 Nod-Krais on the team. That's it. So yeah, that's correct. So it means like if you use on Shinchu and you have, for example, Lauma and Aino, for example, or Ineffa, right? You can activate the passives. And by the way, the DPS set is the same. It gives you 30% up to 30% crit rate. Yes, it's not like Borsche Hunter, which increase normal attack, unlike, and yes, when the HP increase and decrease, but again, it's pretty consistent, and also it gives EM. Like supportive set gives you energy recharge and additional elemental mastery. DPS set gives you elemental mastery, 2 piece, and 4 piece gives you up to 30% crit rate. So actually it's not bad, both sets. The problem is, you know what the problem is? The main problem is, like for example, if you farm sets for Skirk, you mostly, since this set is only for Skirk, like at the moment, yes, you still can use that one on Mavuika because of 4 pieces, and she can increase her burst damage up to 60%. It's not the same, you know, it's not a Nod-Krai stuff. But again, like somehow you can, but it's not a great option. The point is, when you farm Nod-Krai, I would suggest you to keep all of the pieces. You know why? Because since you can use the set on literally any character, anything like HP, defense, I don't know, elemental mastery can be useful in the future. So let's say, for example, if you get something like that, which is actually looks like maybe trash as hell, like, you know, like defense, etc. Let's say, just a second, I keep them all. But you know now, just a second. Let me find a couple defenses. If you get something like that, for example, or like, I don't know, something like that, right? Crit rate, crit damage, energy recharge, but it's defense, keep it. Definitely keep it, no need to waste it, because you never know, because as you know guys, like we will get Moon Sign, which is actually if non-Nod-Krai character use its elemental skill or elemental burst, you can increase lunar related damage up to 36%, by the way, and it scales on defense, HP, attack. It depends on the element. So keep those pieces. That's actually good. You know why? It means like farming new sets will be a little bit easy. Right? You don't need to go for specific stats, and you always can use Dust of Alignment. Sorry if I missed some. Hey Rat, how are you doing? I want to get Constellation 1 Lauma though on that. I don't have Kokomi and I can use... Oh no, like you know why actually? It's not like that. Let me say you something. Oh, with 6.0 they will decrease the damage taken by Dendrocores. As you know guys, just a second. Let me show you. When Dendrocores like yeah. You know like what's the best way to show that? Go to Sumeru. Just a second. I have a test place here where the... I forgot. If I'm not mistaken, just a second guys. If I'm not mistaken, it's somehow right here or... So yeah, the point is, what they're going to do? They will decrease the damage taken by those Dendrocores, you know? As you know, the, like, why... like, oh yeah, here it is. So yeah, the point is... Oh my god, just a second. If you attack this mushroom... Okay, it creates a core, right? If core attack you, it's like kinda deals some damage on you, you see? So yeah, this damage decreased. In that, since Nilo creates bountiful cores, the damage is higher because bountiful cores deals more damage than ordinary cores. You know? They decrease that damage by 2.5. Actually, it's crazy. It means you can use Barbara. Actually, now, like Nilo, I would say it's not must-have. Because Barbara is a catalyst, she can use Cinder City. Oh, my bad. She can use TDDs. Oh my god, so many buffs and stuff. Sorry about that. So yeah, she can use TDDs, and Lunar can benefit from TDDs, as you know. Not Lauma exactly, to be honest, but Lauma, yeah. But for example, Flins, ineffa, they can benefit from TDDs. And yes, you can use Barbara. She can apply. She's a catalyst. She can heal. You can use. Instructor set on Barbara, you know, just give her enough energy recharge. The only problem with Barbara, when she heals, she apply Hydra on you, but it's okay. So you can like get used to that. I really don't want to use the Barbara option. Oh, like, you know what, like Rat, let's say like that. I mean, like, yes, I understand that, but Barbara is not a bad character. You know why I like Barbara a lot? She is a starter character, like, yeah. At the same time, she can, most likely you have your Constellation 6. Last Constellation gives you revive option, which is actually so helpful. And with 100%, yes, every 15 minutes, but it's... Again, it's like, yes, she has no damage whatsoever, but Kokomi has no damage as well, you know? When it comes to healing, Kokomi definitely better. But Barbara is good as well. Like, you can use Barbara. Like, gives a healing set or instructor set and you will be alright.
If my calculations are correct, Wandwin Bookhouse is
I didn't know they will decrease. Oh yeah, they will. They will decrease them. And actually, you know what, guys? That's a huge buff. You know why? Because in that case, you will get, let's say like that. Even Shinchu now with this, like kind of shield swords, as you know, like, and it's a shield and resistant to interruption at the same time. When you take some damage, one of the shield gone. That keeps that in mind. So like, yeah, and also it gives you some healing. It means, like, let's say like that, it's not, of course, a great option, it's better to use some dedicated healer, but even Shinchu might be somehow be useful, you know? I saw some tester get like 100 Lemon, like, by the way, Bloom, free-to-play team and weapon. No, like, you can get 100k, but keep that in mind, it's a damage, it's Lauma's personal damage. When it comes to Hyper Bloom, guys, keep that in mind. Like, Hyper Bloom damage, as you know, like, let me just show you. For example, let's go like team like that. Hyper damage scales on your Electro EM. Like, not scales, but its damage comes like there's Electro who needs to like close the reaction. It's not Nahida or anyone else, you know? Let's go Hydro and let's go... Oh yeah, I like this team actually. This team is actually crazy as hell.
I can do it.
That's insane. The team you use like this one, then you use Shinchu, my cookie is Constellation 1, and then you use Sucrose, and Sucrose just can swirl, and like, yeah, in that case, Hyperbloom cannot be swirled, that is true, but again,
time to act.
Just let me show you. The point is, with with old teams, you can get up to 36% K damage with Hyperbloom. With new team, like which is Lauma, you can get up to 50%.
You are not welcome
So
here.
Witness the power of book dissipate.
you see, 38k. Yeah, for me, like it's a little bit higher because, like, yeah. But again, it's like a balloon damage, hyper balloon damage is going to be like.
I'm sick of this.
So yeah, with Lauma, this damage is going to be 50k. You know, so yeah, it's 36% up. But 100k, it's Lauma's personal damage. You cannot do it like constantly every time. Like, but you need, it's kind of a charge attack damage, if I'm not mistaken. So just keep that in mind. Like all of the damage. By the way, 100k damage, if I'm not mistaken, was that YouTuber did with her signature weapon. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, like yeah, instead of free to play. But again, it's possible to do that. The point is that I don't want to use let's say like that. It's the same point that you told about Dory and other characters. You don't like the characters, you don't want to use them. But it's you know, like if you ask me, that's not a good option in gacha games. You know why? Yes, every player has its own like preferences, which is actually normal. But ignoring the characters only because of that I don't like, then like you know what, the only like what you can do, just wail, just spend some money and get the characters you really like. But it's also another point, you know, like yeah, it's like just keep like it's better to like use the characters you have. And by the way, Barbara is not so bad. Again, like the only problem she has, it's applying Hydra on you when she heals. And that's really actually annoying. You know why? Because let's say you can get electro charge.
Everyone hold in. No, my sword. Ring cutter. Our bond is strong. Animo test 6308.
Cookie Shinobu, by the way, it's a crazy character. I would suggest you, if you have her, even if at Constellation 0, just build her. And by the way, she needs to be level 100, 90, 100. 100, by the way, gives you more damage, but it's different story. She feels really uncomfortable in Nil. Yo, that is true. Like, right, I don't want to say that she's better than Kokomi or she feels like, yeah, that is true. You're right. I'm completely like okay with that. But, you know, like she's actually now, since they decrease that course damage on you, it's actually not a bad option. Get Kokomi, right? Yeah, that's actually the best. Like, just wail and get Kokomi. The best build for Barbara in Nilo teams is to use sacrificial fragments. That is true for skill spam. Cause like, yeah, that is true. To enemy and hit the end, Barbara skills. That is true, yeah. A very high amount, of course. That is true, actually, yes. And by the way, you know what? If you remember, guys, back then when they released Kokomi, Barbara has a glitch. And she creates ton amount of course, and she was better than Kokomi. After that they fixed that. It was like kind of, you can find that like Barbara's glitch. By the way, Barbara got a pretty good amount of glitches back then. Like, yeah, Hyperbloom can get up to. Yeah, that is true. Like about 100, no, I wouldn't say that. You know why? You know what's the problem with Hyperbloom, guys? The problem with Hyperbloom, it scales on elemental mastery and level and enemies resistances. Since Lauma gives you like addition, like convert. By the way, when it comes to damage, Lunar Bloom and like let's say Lunar Hyper Bloom and ordinary Hyper Bloom, actually it's not like kind of the same damage. The damage difference comes out of that Dendro resistance. An additional elemental mastery which comes from the artifacts and etc, something like that, from buffs, you know, that's it. Because let's say like that, and by the way, you can check that if you want to go for, let's say like that, if you use like within this team, you can use not Nahida but Lauma, right? You should get exact the same Hyperbloom damage, exact the same damage. But again, since like if you like kind of like do the formula, if you like ignore like that 25% Dendro rest rate, if you ignore additional elemental mastery, if you ignore like that crit rate which applies by Lauma, all of the stuff, the damage is the same. The point is, only Lauma is the only character who allows you to do more hyperbloom damage, and that's a problem with Lauma. You know what I mean? Like, if I could explain that, the problem is all of the damage is going around one character. You know, so if you just like, yeah, that's good, that's bad, but you need to use her on a team to do some damage. That's the point. Yeah, it's kind of like ineffa on your team. Because if ineffa on your team, all of the electro charge converts into lunar charge, right? And that lunar charge, like, yeah, slightly better than electro in that case, but when it comes to hyperbloom, it's not. Then go for C1. So yeah, Lauma Constellation 1 is really good, and it will enable me to use Aino instead of Barbara. No, Aino and Barbara Rat is completely different. I wouldn't suggest you to like kind of you know, like yeah, comparing Barbara and Aino, it's not good. I would say, you know why? Because Aino is actually pretty good supportive character at the moment, and if you go like a double Dendro on your team, oh my bad, a double Nod-Krai on your team, she actually activates some her personal buff to the lunar related damage, lunar bloom damage, which is like EM at Constellation 1 is like, it is like she gives that anyway, but additional 35% at Constellation 6, and also when you have two lunar Nod-Krai characters, like her application speed increased. Just keep that in mind, and actually it's a big, it's a huge, you know why? Just imagine you have like, yeah, it's better. And her healing is really strong too. You mean like who, Barbara or what? I don't know, I think like Lauma will good upgrade in my Alhaitham and Sino. For Sino, yes, you can use it on with Sino. Let's say like that. At the moment, as we discussed earlier on streams, like Lauma can be used literally in any bloom related reaction teams. And also, don't forget about Virgin. You know why? Many players didn't use Virgin. You know why? Because self damage is actually so high, you need either shield or pretty good healer. At the moment, since they decrease that self destructive damage, which is actually also will be applied to Virgin, you actually no need to like something great healer, or like even shields can last longer, you know. For example, if you use Toma, as you know Toma's shield is stackable. Like, yeah, skill gives you 8 seconds, burst gives you another 8 seconds, and it's stackable. You can get like up to 15 or 60 second like shield. The point is that shield will last longer because like that course will not hit that shield so hard. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's that decrease in damage by course which deals to yourself. It's actually huge upgrade. You know why? It will be more easy to use the characters. And her healing, okay, I don't know if Lauma, so yeah, and my try bloom team with Lauma and Aino, yeah, you can, but keep that in mind, Nilo is better. You know why? Why, by the way, guys, Nilo is the best character for, because Nilo creates not bloom, but bountiful blooms. Just a second. Yeah, unfortunately I missed Nilo. That, you know why? Nilo actually back then was just crazy as hell. Even now she's extremely, that bloom team is, you know why? Because bloom team has AoE and it's kind of like multi-target. It's not like hyper bloom is single target. It's bad. When it comes to bloom team it's has AoE. Just a second, let me show you. Oh yeah, this one. So yeah, it creates like, yeah, you see that? So yeah, every like 1k points of Nilo max HP above 30k will cause the damage dealt by bountiful cores created by characters affected by golden like bounty to increase by 9%. So yeah, this bountiful, so the more HP you have on Nilo, which is actually yes, the more is damage. And she creates bountiful cores. You see the core damage that can be achieved this way is 400. It's crazy, 400% damage. And by the way, it's not within her constellation, it's within her passive. That's why she's so great. Like, to be honest, not gonna lie, I'm a little bit itching to go for Chronicle Wish and go for Nilo, but I can like kind of keep myself, you know. Yeah, it's going to be a waste a little bit, but if you like Nilo, then go for her. By the way, Nilo has pretty expressive like outfit. What looks like, is scroll like on non-Natlan characters better than deepwood memories on Nilo? No, deepwood memory is better. Because like scroll, you mean Cinder City, right? You know what's the problem is Cinder City cannot buff. The problem is Cinder City gives you damage buff, right? 12% damage buff on non-Natlan characters. You cannot activate all 40%, and it's a damage which is actually not so good for Bloom. Bloom is a transformative reaction, so Deepwood is way better. Why? Because Deepwood res shading. So yeah, it still depends on the character, but in any case, it's better to use like Deepwood 4-piece rather than like Cinder. Cinder, like let's say like that, within. Nod-Krai characters within Nod-Krai characters team, in literally most cases Cinder City is not going to be relevant at all. You can maybe use Cinder City on ineffa when it comes to overweight team, you know, or like in electro lunar chart team. Yes, because you can increase like with Fischl, because you can increase Fischl damage, you can increase Shinchu damage, yes, but I wouldn't suggest you to do so as well. So yeah, maybe it's the only option when you can use ineffa. By the way, that's why ineffa is so good. Ineffa literally can use like up to, at the moment, up to 6 or 7 different artifact set. I like the characters which like who can use different sets. You know why? Because it's easy to build. Because if you cannot find like pretty good stats with one set, you just switch it and use another archetype.
Straightforward enough. What it really comes down to is whether you are willing
I think
to put
using
in the time.
Aino instead of Barbara
If you
better
study
for
and
Bloom.
practice,
Yeah,
then
like
it's
you know
really
what's the
not all
problem
that
is like Mirak about the damage. Yes, it's better, but Barbara also can heal you. You know what's the problem with Bloom, or like usually with Bloom you use. Like, usually Bloom team, it's like kind of like, let's say like,
Who's
like something like that. You need some healer. You need someone to create like create like Bloom creation. It's kind of like when Hydro meets Dendro, or Dendro means Hydro. That's it. So yeah, that's why. You see, just a second. I showed you, but like just a second ago. Like yeah, when you attack, you know why it's possible. Let me show you again. Just a second. Why Barbara is better? Just a second. Barbara can heal you, and it's the only reason why Barbara is better.
We can do this.
Yes, also like she's a catalyst, she can use like other stuff, that is true, but again, just a second, let me find some course. Oh, let me find some like, where is one? Just a second, it was like, yeah, in here. Prototype Amber, Nahida and Aino instead of Barbara. It's not enough healing, unfortunately. You can, but it's not enough healing. But you can. Let me find some mushroom. Just a second. I just want to show you like how it works, because oh yeah, I know where's the mushroom. Yeah. Just a second, guys. It's the best option, like it's the best way to do some tests.
Mushrooms would start growing on our heads.
When I see these mushrooms, I just like, oh yeah. So yeah, when you like Barbara is a catalyst. When she attacks, it's like Hydro, right? This mushroom is Dendro. So like a kind of like consistent Dendro. You see that? You create the core. Core explode in 6 seconds. You can create up to 6 cores on the field. But when it comes to Nilo creates not this small cores, it's like completely different in form as well. It's a little bit bigger and it deals more damage. That's why decreasing the damage is so good, you know? So yeah, you can like, you take some damage when it's like hits you. That's a problem. You see, like yeah. Like, yeah, if you notice that, so yeah, I get some damage. Yes, it's small, but when you are in fight, it's multiple cores, etc., something like that, you actually get pretty high damage. The point is, that's why you need some healer. Like, without healer, you cannot, like, you can be healed, you know? If you see that number, so yeah, 334, it's actually damage. That's why Barber is good. When it comes to, and another problem with Aino creates a field. Keep that in mind. Aino, like yeah, that field is kind of like yeah, it's like circle impact, you know.
Amazing.
Even though Aino is good, not gonna lie. Aino used Claymore, though, right? Oh yeah, Aino is Claymore. Like yeah, Aino is Claymore. One prototype Amber is not enough. Yeah, Aino is Claymore. So yeah, you cannot use Catalyst on her. Aino can't use prototype. Oh yeah, but I was saying put prototype on Nahida. Yeah, like Rat was about Nahida, but not. But that's why I told that like one prototype Amber or like one prototype is not enough, unfortunately. So yeah, but again, this you see, like actually this one big guy, he's pretty tough. But when it comes to Hyperbloom, you don't need like expensive team. You just need to go like, let's say like that. You know why is that? Just a second. Because like your damage, it's not about your like 5-star.
They did it again.
5-star Dendro, etc. Something like that. It's about like, just a second. I will get the same damage, by the way. Just a second. Like,
Rain outlines your fate. Dissipate! Lightning terrified! Let me weave you a verse. Time to act.
and you can just like, yeah, it's kind of the same damage, you know, same amount of damage. And Lauma just can buff that damage with that rest shading, with additional lunar, because it's like going to be not ordinary hyper bloom, but a lunar bloom related. So yeah, she worth it, not gonna lie. Even if you don't have Nilo, since they decrease that recoil damage, if I'm not mistaken, they call it recoil damage. Let me check that. Yeah, it's called recoil damage, so yeah, just keep that in mind, it's going to be crazy. Like yeah, she will be useful. I kinda need to know when like Skirk and Escoffier will have their rerun. It's like 6.0 or 6.3, I have get Lauma. I might get about that, I don't know, to be honest. Like I don't know when they release like in like Escoffier and like Skirk. If I'm not mistaken, they will release Escoffier a little bit early because she was first, after that Skirk. If you ask me, going for Skirk, yes, she is crazy, but unfortunately she needs 5-star supportive character. You still can use other characters in Overworld. You like, let's say like that, if you don't care about Spiral Abyss so much and about Stygian Onslaught, actually you can use, I used to use like this team, by the way. You know which one? Let me show you. My ordinary team with like chasca. Second one was ororon, then mavuika and Skirk. Like yeah, you know why? Because even though, as you know, Skirk benefits from
anytime,
like
any place.
Like only hydro and cryo, and you cannot use them. But you know what? Actually, this team is not bad because if you have pretty good damage on Skirk, you actually can use this team. Just a second, let me find a couple enemies and I'll show you. Yeah, for example, Leyline. So Skirk is still okay. Prototype Amber, Nahida, Aino, like yeah, it's like kinda like. No, you're not, Mirak. Like, it's completely okay. Like, you know what? Like, we have so many stuff now in Genshin, so it's difficult to memorize all of them. So it's completely okay. So yeah, let me show you. Even now, like, yeah, but try not to use. The problem is in this team, when I use mavuika skill, mavuika can activate ororon's passive, and it will apply electro, which is actually bad. Let me switch that ororon now to, I don't know, like another electro, but yeah, without any
What is
passive.
the situation?
So yeah, just to show you. So even this team, actually, like, yeah.
Come on, show me your courage.
You see the damage? You see, like, it's 30k, 20k, etc. something. It's crazy damage.
Let's ride.
Yeah, let me get that passive again, just a second.
Full throttle!
Like, you see that? Like, in overall, 50k damage. You know, it's, by the way, it's melt. In overworld, she actually deals pretty good damage. It's melt damage. And by the way, I saw couple Constellation 6, her melt can do 20 million damage. Her burst can do 20 million damage. So that's why Skirk is actually like, yeah, she's crazy anyway. Nahida Drive Nilo team with the triple hydro is like the most high risk, high reward team. Yeah, that's true. Like, that's why, you know what? Yeah, Rat. Like, that's why, because you know why? Oh, by the way, that is true. But keep that in mind, since, like, why it was high risk? Because that recoil damage. Since recoil damage will be decreased, actually you can go and do pretty good damage. You know, like, let's say like that. That team will be way more useful than it was before. And also, don't forget about Lauma. Lauma has, at the moment, if I'm not mistaken, Lauma will get the best Dendro application in the game. That application is faster than Nahida can provide. So because of that, Lauma is, and also like increased damage because of like conversion into lunar, etc. So yeah, like actually, like, yeah, let's say like that. She's not so bad. But again, keep that in mind, it's a Dendro, like, it's a Hyperbloom, and it scales on EM mostly, so it's still limited. That's why actually I don't like that Hyperbloom now so much. You know why? Even though it's extremely great for at some stages of the game, if they increase the HP of the enemies, the damage is not going to be relevant anymore, like it was with Nahida and Hyperbloom back then, you know? If you remember Sumeru actually was crazy because they introduced that Dendro element, right? They introduced like that new reaction, which is Hyperbloom, like Quicken, Aggravate, etc., something like that, and it was crazy, but within only one version. As soon as we got like next region, which was Fontaine, Hyperbloom, like, because of HP inflation, as you know, they increase HP of the enemies and also gives additional defense, you know, something like that. Hyperbloom, like, yeah, now is not so relevant. Lauma can change things, but again, for some period of time. It doesn't mean you need to skip Lauma, but if you want to go for Lauma, it's better to go Lauma now than like in couple patches. You know, in couple patches, Lauma might become not so relevant. That's my thoughts, you know, like, yeah.
Chivalry will never die.
Couple patches, I mean, you know, like, for example, let's say at the end of the Nod-Krai, she might be not so useful than she was before because of HP inflation. It doesn't mean you need to wail or do something, but just like, yeah, adjust your point, you know. So yeah, when it comes to Skirk, I don't know, it depends, because as you know, like, Skirk is actually crazy. Her team is a little bit expensive, that is true, because she needs some, like, yeah, she needs, like, to do, like, a premium team, it's Escoffier, it's Skirk, it's Furina, and you can go you can go Charlotte with TDDS, you can go Citlali with TDDS, you can go Mualani with TDDS, and Cinder City, actually best option. Yeah, you also can go maybe Shinchu with Noblesse, you know? You have like a lot of options, let's say like that. But yeah, just keep that in mind, it's only Hydro, and It's only Hydro and Cryo. Why Citlali is good? Because Citlali can reshred 20% Hydro. So it's also might be like it's Hydro. It's helpful for Furina though, but again it's for Furina. It means like more team DPS. I know, no need to get every Nod-Krai character, just test new reaction. Oh yeah, that is true. You know why? Don't keep that in mind. As I heard, we're going to get 4-star Dendro character. Okay, you know what? Let me do this stuff real quick. So yeah, like you still can check that damage anyway. You know, that Dendro related. Because, oh, by the way, about the leaks that we are going to get like some lunar animo stuff, I don't believe in that so much, if you ask me. You know why? If somehow Geo can react with Nod-Krai characters, like it's not going to be lunar Geo, it's most likely it will give you some buff, or like let's say some crystals like Archaic Petra does, you know, but it's not going to be damage, etc., something like that. Keep that in mind, you know. So yeah, because like that leaks actually was it's terrible. As you know, like Geo is one of the, in some cases, yes, we have situations when Geo is just must have, you know, you cannot do without Geo anything, but mostly you actually can ignore Geo and you can go like without enemies, because like yeah, Geo is kind of like doesn't give you damage mostly. I mean, like when it comes to reactions, unfortunately. Skirk melt, yeah, like it's possible, right? Skirk melt is actually good. You know why? Let's say like that. Constellation 6 Skirk with her signature weapon can do 20 million melt with her burst. That's crazy. Just imagine, it's the highest possible damage in the game. Yes, it's within that crazy domain when you get some like damage, you know, by killing that how you call, so yeah, that way up, you know, but again, it's possible. By the way, just asking to verify, you need to do some like normal attacks before using burst with Iansan, or it's no, it's if she's, yeah, not normal attack, you need to do like that. Like if you have Iansan Constellation 0, you need to use her skill, then you need to use at least one normal attack. Oh my god. So yeah, you use her skill, then you use at least one normal attack, then you use her burst. Yes, that's you need to do like to activate like full buff. I will probably go for like Ayaka Constellation 2, Nilo Constellation 1, and like Shanghai Constellation. Yeah, like you know why, right? Let's say like that. As I mentioned, if like in this game, all of the characters are good. We don't have bad characters. It only depends on investment. That's it. So yeah, let's say like that. If you like Ayaka, you just invest into Ayaka and you can get pretty good Ayaka teams, right? If you invest into other characters, you can get like damage with other characters. It's completely alright. Hey Zoro, how are you doing? My team plans is Skirk, Furina, Ineffa, and Sleepy Girl. Sleepy Girl, oh, okay, Lila it's possible actually. Lila is not bad. If you ask me, she provides a shield. Like Skirk doesn't need the shield actually. She gets pretty good resistance to interruption, you know. Yes, like, but again, shield is not bad. You can actually, you know why? That shield cannot protect you against like Furina's passive, which burst, you know, which Furina's saloon members. You still will lose some HP, you know, drain HP still will be on the field. But against enemies, yes, that is true. But keep that in mind, like she doesn't need a shield. That team, like Skirk team, doesn't need a shield. You can use Lila with a Noblesse set, by the way. Actually, it's possible, and you can get like additional 20%. By the way, that 20% gives you a huge amount of damage. 20% attack. You also can use Tenacity, TOM. But I would say if you're going to use this team, it's going to be like that. Skirk with her signature. Just a second. Sorry guys. So yeah, Skirk is with her signature, Furina with Tenacity, Escoffier with Golden Troop, and Lila with Noblesse. It's actually not a bad team for Skirp. Vortex, the new Imaginarium City was easy. Oh yeah, that is true. Let's say like that. I was kinda like stuck at that way up with HP stuff. By the way, second time. I just don't know its mechanic, but it was easy actually. Yes, that is true. By the way, like next one, guys, don't forget about next one. Next Imaginarium City is going to be a nightmare, because on the next one you need up to 32 characters to, like, they will add new stages, 2 new stages. Enemies will be like on the last stages, enemies will be extremely difficult. It's kind of like a third phase of floor 12, or level 100. Also, it's as you know, like it's time limiting stages, and also you need to have like more characters. That's a problem. To participate, you need to get like 28 to 32 characters. Well, Geo and Anemo can react. Yeah, that is true. With Hydro, which make Columbina got. Ah, okay, yes. You can create like dust or something. Yeah. Like starlight dust or something. Okay, let me just finish this one.
Let's ride. Try and stop me. Ring cutter.
Installation chamber deployed. Preparing for dust up.
Light of the blazing sun. No, my sword. Let's ride.
And you know what? You see, like, I didn't lose any HP whatsoever. Ineffa's shield is actually so good. I didn't expect that, but yeah, I don't have so much attack. But it's actually like extremely great. And also, like, you can activate that by using her skill, you know? By using burst, you give additional EM. Oh yeah, let me just grab that one. I completely forgot about that today. Shatter teams both come meta with Nod-Krai. Oh yeah, like, by the way, that is true about Shatter teams, but you know, like, right, if you ask me, none of the players will use Shatter so much. By the way, Shatter teams, like, now is good because of that buff. If you remember, they buffed Electrocharge, Shatter, Overload, etc., something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, Shatter got like pretty good multiplier. It's 2.5 or 2.25, something like that, damage buff. It's actually crazy. Just imagine with Nod-Krai, the damage will be increased further, or further increased. So yeah, you actually, yes, can use Shatter, but it's, again, it depends. It's like, you can use it, but as you know, Shatter like involves like some claymores, if I'm not mistaken, you know. So because of that, you need to use like, yeah, some specific characters. Yes, you can use maybe Aino, but I don't know. Oh, by the way, I heard Varka will join standard banner. For real? Oh yeah, it's possible. You know why? I mean, I don't believe in that, to be honest. Let me explain why. I don't believe in that because we already have like 2 Anemo characters within a standard banner and none of the Geo characters. If I'm not mistaken, let me check that. So yeah, who do we have? We have Anemo, Pyro, Cryo, Hydro, Electro. We have Mizuki, we have Dia, and we have Mizuki. So yeah, no Geo, right? And double Anemo. So I don't believe in that, if you ask me. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't believe that like they will add like Varka into the standard. But it's still possible. I was using like Iansan wrong for 6 months. For real? No, that's okay. You know why? That's not your problem actually. That's a problem. That's Iansan's problem, and that's Hoyo's problem actually. You know why? Iansan is extremely great. You know why? You can actually fully activate Cinder City as well with Bennett. If you play with like yeah, you can get infusion from Bennett, then do some attack, and you can act. Iansan is extremely crazy character. Not gonna lie. Like, she's really good, even at Constellation 0. But again, at Constellation 6, she's good. She's really good. But that's completely okay. Well, I guess like I will use Mualani with TDDS and Cinder City since I have... Yeah, you mean like in Skirk team? Yes, I would say yes, it's better. You know why? But keep that in mind. No need to build Mualani. Like you need to build Mualani with Cinder City as a DPS. Like kinda like Ororon, you know? Just a second, let me show you. So yeah, like she needs to have some ratio, you know? Crit rate, crit damage, something like that. You know, like even though it's in the city, you need to give her like, you know why? Because Mualani can deal pretty good damage, and because of that, it's better to use like her as a DPS as well. So yeah, no need to go like 5 crit rate and like 200 crit damage and expect something like yeah. Like I don't think I can get Skirk signature. Ayoto signature. No, Ayoto, you can use Ayoto signature. You also, if you don't have any other signatures, actually you can use this one. By the way, only because of that I created that one. I will level it up. It's Finale of the Deep. R5 Finale of the Deep actually is pretty good on her. So yeah, when using elemental skill, attack will increase by 12, but at R5 is better. Just let me... Yeah, you see like 3% every, like, yeah, it's going to like 24% if I'm not mistaken. So, and also like, yeah, when a Bond of Life, by the way, it's like Bond of Life is clear at maximum. So yeah, this weapon is good actually on. You also can use like this one. I wouldn't suggest you. Yes, if you're going to use Lila, you can. This one gives more buff. It's a calamity of issue because of the shield and crit rate at the same time for normal and charge attack. But just keep that in mind, like you need to have a good shielder. If you don't use with Lila, yes, it's better to use either this one or like that Ayoto signature. Ayoto signature is actually good on Skirk, that is true. Hey Ali, how are you doing? I built my Cookie Shinobu on Gilded and pre-farming the put for Lauma. No, Cookie Shinobu on Gilded is not a great option. You know why? If you want to do like Hyperbloom damage, Flower of Paradise Loss is the best one. Keep that in mind. I mean, like you don't need that. Gilded Dreams is actually like DPS, but not sub DPS. You still can use it on sub DPS, but it's not a great option. Let me show you my build. So yeah, you need to go like this set, which is Flower of Why? Like increase elemental mastery by 80, which is actually good. On the other hand, like on top of that, the equipping characters Bloom, Hyper Bloom, and Burgeon reaction damage are increased by 40%. Additionally, after the equipment character triggers Bloom equipment characters. By the way, this character can be on field. So yeah, when it triggers Bloom, Hyper Bloom, and Burgeon, they will gain another 25% bonus to the effect mentioned prior. So yeah, like each stack of this lasts 10 seconds minus 4. So it's a huge amount of difference. That's why I wouldn't suggest you to use like Gilded Dreams. Like it's better to use two piece rather than Gilded Dreams on Cookie. But this one is the best one. And by the way, the build, you know, you don't need like something else. Cookie Shinobu is a trash as hell. You know why? Because like, yeah, she has no damage whatsoever. The only thing she has is application. What she needs, just EM. That's it. You don't even need that energy recharge. That's it. Because you know why? You don't use that burst so much. When you have Constellation 2, she gives you additional 3 seconds. So like her skill is kind of like 100% uptime. It has 12 plus 3, it's 15, cooldown at 15 seconds. As soon as you see that the electro kind of like that circle is disappeared, you just switch to Cookie, use it again, and that's it. So yeah, super easy to use, and it's better to use Flower of Paradise. The problem is farming Flower of Paradise Loss and getting Elemental Mastery, Sand Elemental Mastery, Goblet, and Circlet might be a little bit a problem, because I farmed that set for 4 months to get something like, yeah, something. I'm gonna wait for Nefer's animation on Wednesday and then like gonna decide for them. About that, Cloud, if you ask me, Nefer is going to be a little bit different character, because you know why? When Nefer on a team, like no dendro cores created, you know. So let's say like that, you cannot use like Nilo, etc., something like that on her. You can use like, I would say yes, no need to like, no, actually yes, my bad. You can use,
Instead of
but
confining
not Nilo,
themselves to the
another
heavens,
Hydro, because instead of
should
dendro
broaden
cores,
their
she will
horizon.
create some kind of stacks for Nefer herself. And if she gets enough stacks, she can use charge attack. Kind of specific mechanic. She is going to be, looks like on field DPS, you know, with no sub DPS abilities. When it comes to supportive, maybe Lauma is going to be good for her, but I don't believe in that so much, you know. She definitely needs one Hydra to create cores, like cores aka stacks, you know. So we'll see. It's a little bit difficult to say something. If I plan to go for Nefer, I will go for Lauma too, otherwise not. I don't know about that. You know why? As I mentioned, even though maybe like Lauma is extremely flexible and she can use in so many archetypes and with so many characters, you know, like literally any Hydra can be used. You can use Hyperbloom, and Hyperbloom actually is a good option for Lauma. It's not a bad option. 36% damage increase, you know, and also your damage also depends on Aino's constellations, on like what Electro you use, on additional elemental mastery buff, on new set. So yeah, it's up to you. Like, but it's better to wait. I agree with you, because let's say like that, since you have guaranteed, if I'm not mistaken, in that case it's better to wait, because as you know guys, Nefer is going to be released in 6.1. If I win Lauma, then I will try building Cookie. She's level 70. Yeah, like let's say like that. If you ask me, Cookie Shinobu is a great for Hyperbloom. That is true, and she also can heal. So she's actually a great option. And like, by the way, you need to, like, if you want to get like pretty decent amount Hyperbloom, you need to level up to 90. By the way, talent doesn't matter whatsoever. Just completely skip all of them, but keep that in mind. Her skill gives you some additional healing, so it's not a bad option to like level 9 her skill. But burst, ignore it completely, because if you see total damage scales on HP, but you build her not with HP but with EM, you know. So yeah, it's kind of, her burst is completely useless. Her burst is additional application, that's it. It's just additional application. Lauma is general, is really really good. They're gonna build like Hyperbloom team like the most, you know that is true. Like yeah, not gonna lie, especially for new players, because you know why? You actually can use literally 4 stars with Lauma. Let's say like that. It's going to be like that. Lauma, Aino, which we are going to get for free, Cookie Shinobu, and I don't know, like you can use whatever. Like you can use Sucrose. Why? To do some crowd controlling. You can use maybe some additional Shinchu Hydro if you need. You can use like, I wouldn't suggest you to use another Electro, you know, like many like kind of want to use Fischl, etc. No, Fischl is actually going to be bad. You know why? Even though Fischl Oz cannot attack cores, it's going to be kind of waste of your some other applications, Hydro applications, so I wouldn't suggest you. You know, Cookie is actually enough. Additional Hydro or additional Dendro is actually not bad. You can use Nahida. In that case, like, yeah, because Nahida also can provide additional elemental mastery to your active character. So you can use like Nahida's burst and you will get additional EM for your Cookie. In that case, you will get even more damage. Okay, so only level 90 and EM matters. No, not only elemental mastery and EMs. Like for Hyperbloom, like what is like yeah, for Hyperbloom, it's elemental mastery, its level, and enemies resistances. That's it. And also like your teammate resistance. For example, the set like Deepwood, like can increase Hyperbloom damage. For example, Lauma, since she has like Dendro Restret, can increase your damage. Yeah. So it's not talents. Just keep that in mind. Like talents, crit damage, crit rate, it's not so like, it's not for Lauma actually. Yes, it's better to have some crit rate. You know why? Because within Nod-Krai, as you know guys, so yes, they made it possible that lunar related damage can crit. But for Cookie, yeah, you don't need that. Triple Crown Cookie, yeah, Miracle, Triple Crown. Shinchu is crazy. Shinchu is actually like extremely crazy. Like I like. By the way, like if you know, like within Fontaine, Shinchu's value decreased. Within Natlan, but in Nod-Krai his value will be increased actually. Even though we will get Aino, Shinchu will be actually pretty good. Lauma, Cookie, Shinchu, Yelan. It's not a bad team, Cloud. Yeah, you can use that team. But again, I would say, you know, like, you can use, yes, that's going to be a pretty good team. But I would suggest you maybe to use, instead of Yelan, maybe use, you know what's the difference between Yelan and, like, why Shinchu in some cases better. Shinchu's, it's, since you use, like, Sacrificial on Shinchu, you can decrease that cooldown by 16 seconds, you know, something like that. When it comes to Yelan, it's like 18 seconds, you know, and because you still can use but Shinchu in that case better, you know. Because of that, Shinchu is, I would say, slightly better. Again, it's up to you, but I would suggest you, instead of Yelan, going for Aino. You know why? You can use, if you can get Aino Constellation 1, Aino's Constellation 1 can give you additional EM, which is actually buff. I will use Lauma, Nahida, Cookie, and Shinchu. Lauma, Nahida. Yeah, it's still, it's also a pretty good team. But again, Aino is also good. You know why? Lauma herself alone is enough for Dendro application. After thinking Nod-Krai seems boring, I think we'll save for Renova. Save for Renova. No, like maybe, I don't know about the boring or something. We're gonna get Nod-Krai on Wednesday. It's kinda crazy. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that is true. Like, it's kind of couple days left, like kind of 5 days left. Oh, by the way, guys, don't forget to do like this stuff. You know which one? Yeah, this Natlan. Yeah, 3 days left. Just do it. It's 60 primogems, not so much, but again, it's primogems. You just need to like play 8 songs, like with that stuff. It's easy as hell. And you need to do like, I don't know how to pronounce that, dulcim or something like that, or like, yeah, but you got the point. Other than that, yeah, we still have like 45 days. This one, by the way, it's also, but you most likely like finish that. Alright, let me finish this one. Isn't Aino in Flins banner? Yes, Aino is Flins banner, but you can get Aino, 1 copy of Aino for free.
Watch this!
Cleanup sequence initiated. Witness the power. Boom! Fire in the hole!
Come on!
You can use chasca like this as well. You know why? She can use Shinchu's. In this case, she can use Shinchu's swords. You see, like, that's crazy. And Ineffa's Birgitte can attack. Like, chasca is good. Not gonna lie, I like chasca so much. I don't force you to go for chasca, but just give that. If you like exploration, chasca is #1 at the moment. Isn't Aino? Yeah, that is true. Either way, like, I'm getting Lauma or Yelan guaranteed, so it's a win-win. Yeah, like, let's say like that. Like, I wouldn't suggest you to go for Yelan. Like, again, if I'm not mistaken, I told you already. You know why? Like, Shinchu is a great option. Lauma's damage buff is not so relevant. Like, actually, it's completely irrelevant for Nod-Krai. So I wouldn't suggest it, but it's still up to you. Like, what can I say? Like, I cannot force you to not doing that. Yeah.
Light it up! Installation chamber deployed. Ultimatum protocol. Wrath from the sky!
But I still wouldn't suggest you that, because, like, you know, it's going to be the waste. I mean, as you know, like, Yelan my favorite character, but since I wouldn't suggest you to go for Yelan. Because Shinchu exists. By the way, you know what? Back then, I was, like, if I'm not mistaken, I wished for Yelan close to the end of the banner. You know why? I use Shinchu all the time. But after that, I noticed in some cases Shinchu might be not so relevant because of that damage, you know, she provides by using her burst. Hey Tanuki, how? Oh, by the way, Tanuki, let's do that Stygian Onslaught. Let me finish this one first.
Let's ride.
Then I need to join your world, right? Yeah, I will join your world. Just a second.
Try and stop me, you asshole!
Time to rain cutter.
Open fire!
And it's auto attack, you know, it's single target but auto attack. It's actually crazy.
Bullseye!
That's crazy, actually. You don't need to do that charge. Oh my god, that's terrible. Not gonna lie, but chasca is fun. Chasca is really fun. Okay, let's grab all of this stuff. So, by the way, you can use like Fischl instead of ineffa, and it will work anyway. Okay, let me join Tanuki. Tanuki, can you open the... So yeah, like if Nefer is good without Lauma, then I will skip Yelan and Puffer. Let's say like that, Ali. I don't know exactly, but you know what's the problem with Yelan? Oh, with Nefer. When Nefer on a team, instead of creating Dendro cores, she creates some stacks for herself. When you have enough stacks, its initial info, it's leaked. It's maybe completely irrelevant, by the way, in couple days. But according to that info, so yeah, instead of Dendro cores, she creates some stacks. She absorbs the stacks, then can use charge attack. It means, in my opinion, Lauma is not going to be so crazy for her, because you still can use her, but it's better to use Aino in that case. To, like, you know why? She's going to be catalyst, by the way. Keep that in mind. I mean Nefer. It means if you create Aino's field and she's second Nod-Krai on a team, like her application will be faster. You can use maybe Nefer's burst, like Navia's burst. You know, you create Navia's, you use Navia's burst first to do some additional application, right? To create some crystals. In that case, most likely you do something like that, you know, or you can use normal attacks because she is catalyst. So I think Lauma is not going to be so great with Nefer. It's still my opinion. I might be completely wrong. We need to wait a little bit. Yeah, leaks just came by reliable sources. What? Vortex Columbina is main DPS. For real? Oh my god, like Zora, come on, like I don't believe in that. Yeah, thank you very much, but I still don't believe. You know why? Oh, let's say I heard that Columbina might be useful for a lot of characters because she's Hydro. But again, if she's main DPS, then that's crazy. What can I say? Okay, let me join Tanuki if she's online. Oh, yeah, no, Tanuki's not online. Maybe support plus DPS. Yeah, most likely support at DPS. You know why? Because I heard she can do some rush shredding. Most likely she can do some rush shredding. And you know what? She can rush shred. Let's say like that. As you know, guys, Lauma can rush shred Dendro and Hydro. I assume that Columbina can rush shred all lunar related damage by maybe 30% or something like that. It's my assumption. You know why? Oh... It's kind of, or maybe 40%. You know why is that? Because, let's say like that, like Columbina must have to do more damage. That's a greedy stuff by Hoyo, definitely, but it's actually pretty crazy. Yeah, let's go like, yeah. If you're wrong, Zoro, I will come for Zoro, go check it. Alright. I just want to say for Columbina, yeah, about Columbina, guys, you know what's the point is, like, if you ask me what I want to do, like, let's say like that, by the end of, like, by the start of next patch, I will have, I'm on my 50-50, and I will decide which characters to go. Flins, like, let's say, which characters to spend my 50-50 on, Lauma or Flins. I don't want to go for Flins personally. I didn't like him so much, even though he's not bad. I have ineffa. She's pretty good. You know, and she can convert yes, Flins is a little bit different. He can do like pretty good damage, and like people say that he's going to be like within 5 DPSs in game. I don't believe in that too much, you know. Without signature weapon, without his Constellation 1, without Constellation 1, he's actually not so good, unfortunately. Because Constellation 1 gives him a lot. I don't want to say it's the best in the game, Constellation 1, but for Flins it's a huge buff, you know? Even better than ineffa, but ineffa is good because it's additional character, you know? And you can use ineffa with actually pretty decent amount of team comps, you know? Especially that overweight with Arlecchino is just crazy, because she provides a shield, she provides additional EM, and that's great. What's that, low vortex? Like, check Discord, like, we have Verisa, so we don't need... Actually, yes, that is true. Like, let's say like that. I assume that, like, Verisa and Flint is going to be kind of on the same level without investment. You know? Because Verisa is a Natlan character. She can use that Obsidian Codex. We have Eonson. Let's say like that. If you have Constellation 6 Chivalrous, Constellation 6 Eonson, you have Verisa, and you can use Bennett, this team is going to... Like, this team's damage is going to be the same, at the same level as Flint's Premium's team, you know, because that team is just crazy as hell. If you have all of this, and by the way, it's a 4-star characters. You just need Constellation 6. And by the way, on Verisa, you don't need to use like signature weapon. You can go Widzif. Widzif is not a bad option. And also, keep that in mind. You also can actually go different set. You don't need to go Obsidian, but again, Obsidian is the best one. Like, not Obsidian, my bad, her signature set, of course. I mean, you can go Obsidian as well, but it's better to use her signature, my bad. I completely forgot about her signature set, so yeah. But you can go Obsidian, you will be alright with Obsidian as well. See, she's like from Nod-Krai, from Natlan, so you can use that. Getting Constellation for 4 seconds is hell. No, actually, no. Actually, you know why 4 seconds is great? Because with that 4 seconds, you can use additional up to 50k damage. Just imagine, it's 30% damage increase. That's crazy. That's why this Constellation is so good. And don't forget about additional particle. Even though, like, Flins mostly use that special burst, he needs some energy, unfortunately. That's why ineffa is good, because ineffa, by using Birgitta, can create actually a pretty good amount of particle. It's a 9 hits with that. With him, you can do like 9 hits, you know, and literally every hit can create a particle. It's kind of random, so you can create up to 5 to 6 particle per like, yeah, it's uptime. That robot's uptime. 4-star? Oh yeah, for 4-star. Is getting Constellation. Oh yeah, my bad. For 4 stars. That is true, but you know what? Bennett is old. Chivalrous is old. And you don't need actually high Constellation Janssen. It's better to have, but Constellation 2 is enough. So let's say like that. If Bennett Constellation 6, if Chivalrous Constellation 6 and Janssen Constellation 2, it's still pretty good damage. Let me check like if Tanuki online. Okay, Tanuki is kind of like okay, Tanuki, it's like up to you. I'm well, we will get like a 4-star Dendro, right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like Cloud. According to the leaks, yeah, we're going to get one free, not free, my bad, one 4-star Dendro character. Like, and that character, by the way, is going to be a Nod-Krai character. So yeah, expect that maybe like lunar support stuff, like Aino, you know. Maybe.
I hope my joints won't get...
I guess Jahoda might be a 5-star. No, Jahoda is a 4-star, definitely. Jahoda is a 4-star. You can say that by just like checking her design, etc. Something like that. She's a 4-star. So yeah, Verisa team. I like Verisa a lot. Like, you know why? There's some, like, why, if, like, even though I don't maybe use her so much, you know what's the problem is, again, like, my lower Constellation, like, Chivalrous and Janssen. But again, like, since it's plunging, it's pretty fun to play.
Anyone need a coach?
We will get a 4, yeah, hold on. Well, my show rules is and Janssen Constellation 0. Yeah, like again, like you know, like at least like you're only one step away from Constellation 6. You can get that constellation from standard characters as well. You know, like you're super close. At least like way closer than me, because for me she is only Constellation 2 or something. Let me check that. I forgot. Oh my god. She's level 90 if I'm not mistaken. I leveled her up because of, yeah, Constellation 2, unfortunately. Linnea might be Nefer support. Oh yeah, it's possible. Actually, that's a good good point. You know why? Because I assume that Lauma is not going to be good for Nefer. That's why maybe like Aino-like characters or like future Dendro characters like Nod-Krai 4-star, it might be useful. I don't think Lauma, because you know I heard about like from players that Lauma is going to be #1 support. No, it looks like it's not. Looks like it's not. I wonder if Flins, ineffa, Aino, Lauma team works. Yeah, you can actually like make this team works, but you need to do some like adjustment to let's say like that. You know what's the problem? Since you have Lauma on your team, you need to build Flins and ineffa. And ineffa like a little bit different. You know why? I would even suggest why is that? Since when you use Flint's skill, you get infusion for 10 seconds, as I know, and in that case, you can do like ride and stuff, you know, like let's say like you can apply electro and create cores, you know. So you need to build Flins completely with EM. You need to build your ineffa with elemental mastery, build Lauma as she needs to be built, and Aino with like, yeah, that supportive set. In that case, you will do Hyperbloom. I wouldn't suggest you to do Electrocharge, even though you can, it's better to do Hyperbloom. So yeah, you can actually get some damage. But keep that in mind, Flins gets 10 seconds of fusion and 16 seconds cooldown, so you need to switch the characters. Actually, it's good, because like, yeah, it's a short rotations. You know, but again, it will work, definitely. Lauma is in general support, I suppose. Let's say like that. You know what? Since it's Hyperbloom, you actually can do Hyperbloom literally with any characters on in the game. Yes, we have some exceptions. It's like Fischl, because Oz cannot attack like that course. You know, it can, but yeah, it's like kind of weird stuff. When it comes to like Electro Traveler, also pretty weird. You can actually use Razor. You know why? If you don't have any other Electro, Razor is actually not a bad option at all. Let me find him. Oh, he's level 50 or something. Oh, 70, even 70. You know why? You can give him a ton of elemental mastery, and he, as you know, guys, so yeah. When you use his burst, he gets infusion for 15 seconds. And that's actually huge, you know? And you can do Hyperbloom damage. If Lauma not best in slot for Nefer, I won't pull for Lauma, not a big fan for Hyperbloom or Bloom. Oh yeah, like if, let's say like that, Cloud, if you're not big a fan for Hyperbloom or Bloom, actually you can skip, you need to skip like Lauma, because Lauma is mostly about Bloom and Hyperbloom, but keep that in mind, they will decrease that recoil damage. It means Bloom teams will be more affordable now, so you don't need Kokomi, you know? You still need Nilo, but you don't need Kokomi. That's actually a good upgrade. Also, don't forget about Burgeon. Burgeon in that case might be way more playable, because at the moment no one plays Burgeon. Because, you know, Burgeon is like self-destructive. I mean, like you get a lot of damage and you need good healer and shielder at the same time. It's not like Bloom, you know? Bloom is way more easier to use, I would say, because we have good characters. When it comes to like, yeah, because Kokomi exists. We don't have Kokomi, Pyro Kokomi, unfortunately. So yeah, we only have Bennett and have Toma. It's not enough. Glad they made Nefer's kit unique, not that same. Yeah, that is actually, no, it's as a hyper, no, like Cloud, let's say like that. Nefer is not going to be hyperbloom. Nefer is going to be most likely some unique, specific lunar related damage. We still don't know which one, because you know why? When she's on the team, she cannot create you cannot create dendrocores. Instead of dendrocores, you get some stacks. If you get enough stacks, you can use her charge attack, and most likely you to do dendro damage. It means she is going to be dendro DPS, you know, but not lunar. Like, yes, she can benefit from nascent and ascendant, you know, because she is Nod-Krai, but it's not going to be lunar most likely. It's going to be like dendro damage, you know, kind of like which one? Like, as you know, like guys, dendro has its own damage, you know, so yeah. Hey Pikmin, how are you doing? I'll pull Lauma, so I hope still also get Durin. Yeah, wish you best of luck, Pikmin. By the way, how about your Augusta? Have you get used to that? Because you know why I like Augusta so much. Augusta like helped me to grab all of the asteroids within Tower of Adversity, you know, all of them. I did hazard mode, I did easy mode, etc., something like that, all of them. Augusta is just crazy. And by the way, I don't use her premium team, I use Augusta, Shenhua, and Virisa, or Shorekeeper. So yeah, it's actually good teams. She might be like Cloud, cause Nefer does Lunar Bloom and damage. It's not Lunar Bloom, that's a problem. Damage and Lauma buff. No, like Mirak. Oh, as I know, like it's not going to be Lunar Bloom. You know why? Lunar Bloom, it means like you create cores and let that cores explode and do some damage. When it comes to Nefer, like according to initial, its leaks. Maybe it's not reliable. Keep that in mind. It might be completely different. But again, according to that leaks, instead of cores, she will get some stacks. And she can absorb the stacks and do charge damage. Most likely this charge damage is going to be dendro, like just a pure dendro, maybe like lunar dendro, something like that, like increased damage, you know, with a like different color. It's possible, you know, but it's still not going to be hyper bloom or bloom. Her design is, yeah, actually if you ask me, only because of design, like you maybe want to go for her, but if she is going to be like we described, like mentioned right now, it's going to be like I would say it's better to go for Lauma. You know why? Because Lauma can be used in way more different teams than Nefer. Nefer needs some specific teams, like it's only Hydro and Nefer herself to create cores, right? And by the way, it also depends, can you use Nilo or not? Like, let's say like that. Is her stacks depends on like which course you create, bountiful course or like ordinary course, you know? Most likely no, it doesn't depend, you know? You just can get like more stacks in short period of time, that's it. I will use her in Tignari. Oh yeah, like my Constellation. Oh, by the way, Constellation 6 Tignari is crazy as hell. If you have him Constellation 6, it's just crazy. By the way, you know what? If you ask me, Tignari is the best DPS in standard banner at the moment. But you know that most likely. Yeah, you still can use Diluc Constellation 6, yeah, but it's completely different. What I hate in the upcoming Abyss, the endgame content, like the restrictive use to Dendro. Yeah, that is not only Dendro, but that is true. It's mostly Dendro and it's, let's say like that, it's lunar related damage. That is true. Unfortunately, but yeah, they do that like on purpose. How long will you be on live? Like asking because I can watch a little bit later again. I will be online for 30 or 40 minutes. So yeah, it's about like that. 40 or so. But so yeah, next time is going to be on Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, it's about 40 minutes. Works. Modify is the best in slot. You know what? Like Ali, you say that Modify is the best in slot. The problem is I have my Shenhua builded. To be honest, not gonna lie, I don't know how to use Modify properly. And also, I need to give him that supportive set. The problem is, I cannot understand how Modify, which is Pyro, can buff Augusta, which is Electro. That's why I use Shenhua with that supportive set, and actually it's working pretty well. You know, it works actually pretty well. Can wait for Wednesday. The first animation and kit, yeah. By the way, that is true. Like first couple days, most likely it's going to be like, yeah, we will get some damage, etc. at the end of the day. on Wednesday at the end of the day. But yeah, she looks gorgeous. Not gonna lie. By the way, I made a short video about Nefer. That cat is power creeped actually. I will do the video about that cat as well. That's crazy actually. And by the way, would be nice if we will get some idle animation with that cat, you know. If you saw that, I made the idle animation for Flins. Flins actually has extremely great idle animation. You know, I like that animations. I mean, in general, like yeah, because it's kind of like, you know, like it's fun. So yeah, the point is like, yeah, I hope like they will do some animation with that cat. By the way, like yeah, can ignore 25% hydro and like dendro reshred. Because yeah, that is true. Like that actually pretty good. That's why you know, like that reshred or like additional elemental mastery, additional lunar damage, that's what make Lauma so powerful. That's why you get 36%, because like let's say at base, on the base or at base, lunar hyperbloom and ordinary hyperbloom is the same amount of damage, guys. Just keep that in mind. It's kind of like shiny hyperbloom, but all of the buffs you get from Lauma, from double Nod-Krais, from Set, from by the way, don't forget about Moon Sign. It's actually additional 36% lunar damage. You know what the Moon Sign? Moon Sign is when you use like 2 Nod-Krais on a team. You use skill and burst or any non-Nod-Krai characters, you can get up to 36% lunar damage. That's like from what the lunar damage comes out. Like I mean like a Lauma's damage, you know, hyperbloom. So that's why you get like 50k, 51k, like 100k, you know. So just keep that in mind. Like it's only about and only because of that stuff. Jahoda doesn't do anything in that. Actually, she does. Like, I don't know, like, if you have a Gusto or not, if you test that team or not. Actually, it does, because she has that set, that supportive set. Also, I use supportive set on Verisa, so I get double buff. Actually, it does. In Wubo, there's no elemental strategy. Vortex idle animation, like, we want cat in the kid animation skills or burst. Oh my god, actually that was even craziest. Like if just imagine some cat in like her burst, that would be just actually like, it's a great idea, not gonna lie. Yeah, would be nice, By the way, what is Verisa, Furina, Xilonen, Janssen team better than non-chivalrous? Xilonen, no, like overload, like let's say like that. You can use that team, I mean with Verisa, Furina, Xilonen, Janssen, but you know what's the problem with that team? The problem is Xinyun. Xinyun is extremely great character. The problem is, no matter what, it's difficult to give her enough energy recharge. That's a huge problem. So you need to use at least like couple Favonius weapons on your supportive characters. So you need to go like Furina Favonius, you need to go Janssen Favonius, and even all of this Favonius, maybe it's not enough, you know? That's a problem. Like, let me show you my build. I have 175 plus I have like when I use skill, she gives me additional 48% like for 10 seconds. Like the problem is, even 220 is not enough for Shenyu. That's it. But for like to answering your question, overloaded teams with Constellation 6 Chevreuse, Constellation 6 Janssen is better than Furina team. It's way better. The only problem with that team, like overloaded, as you know, when you attack light enemies, so yeah, you throw them like out, you know, like yeah, that's a little bit problem. So yeah, you need to like do some adjustment, you know. What looks like Discord server on Nod-Krai release like now is the best time. Oh my god, yeah, I know that. You're right, guys. Like Cloud, you actually right. You know what's the problem is? You know why I just like
my parents
to be honest, I can create it. The only problem is I need to spend some time to manage, like to do some management, and I don't have that time. You know, if like, let's say like that, like okay, like yeah, you're right. I actually told you that yeah, my bad. I know. with no C6 Chevrus and Janssen. No, if you don't have Constellation 6 Chevrus and Janssen, then Furina team is better. Furina team is better, yes, definitely. Because, let's say, in that case, you get actually pretty good damage from Shenyun, because of that plunging. You also can use ordinary plunge, you know, not her special plunge with her skill, just ordinary plunge. But you also buff her like addition or like special skill plunge, and also Furina gives you up to 75% because like Shenyun's healing is enough to give you that buff. Is this ever before GTA 6? Oh yeah, that's actually yes. That's way better before GTA 6. Let me finish.
Stop right there! Quick as a flash! Let's everybody stand back! Let's lock charge! Yeah! Headbutt! It's justice o'clock! Yeah!
She deals pretty decent damage actually this team. And by the way, don't forget about like again like I'm like kind of like I'm not crying, but still it's no Chevrus Constellation 6, no Janssen. With those characters, damage will be way higher. Like, by the way, no need to manage really, just make general chat section and character build section abyss. Okay, actually let me copy that. If it's so, actually alright, why not? You know why? Like I have the only problem I have with DC server, like Discord server, it's like you need to do some management. If it's like going to be like self-management stuff, why not? Leak section, yeah, I definitely will create leak section. That is true, but I will kind of like, you know, like some Discord servers like told you to share your in-game ID, etc. So I will not do it. I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because like, as you know, like even Discord, like Hoyo doesn't like leaks so much. So it's better to like kind of not share your in-game ID. Like you can say that, like you can write it anyway, but yeah, like no need to have a section for that, you know? Because yeah, definitely will be leak section, because yeah, no way I can like ignore that section. Can't wait to spam memes. Oh yeah, like yeah, I know, Mirak, yeah, you definitely will do that. Okay, let's do meme sections. Oh yeah, actually yeah, like we can create any section you want. Well, I built my Verisa and she deals, yeah, it's possible per plunge, her signature card, yeah, that is true. Actually, you know what, Mirak, like, let's say like that. I don't know your constellation, if I'm not mistaken, constellation 1, or like signature, etc. But Verisa is extremely powerful, she's crazy. And by the way, as I mentioned, if you have Verisa, even without signature, with her signature set, Bennett, Chevrus Constellation 6 and Janssen Constellation 6. This team is actually like in damage the same as Flins premium teams. It's a crazy, maybe even better. Even though Flins is a new character like Lunar, etc., something like that. Flins is still since like Lunar charge, you know. Overloaded is actually a pretty good reaction. Constellation R1 Verisa might go for C1 if it's good. Oh no, I wouldn't suggest you. No need to. You know why? Like, let's say like that. Even though Verisa is good, like going for constellation. Yeah, this constellation is not bad. By the way, this constellation, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it gives you damage. So yeah, as you see that plunge attack, ground impact damage is increased by 180% of her attack, which is actually good. You know why? You use Bennett. Bennett buffs your attack. Oh yeah, it's kind of like of her attack. It's kind of like no, Bennett and it's not the case, because as you know, guys, let me just like, if you see something like that, which says like attack without any like other stuff, it means base attack. It means only like this white number. Just keep that in mind. If it says that full attack, it means yes, full attack. Vortex, when do you actually prefer go for signature weapons? No, I'm not going to like no, I go for signature weapons. No, I go for signature weapons, but for some specific characters. If I'm not mistaken, I showed you my weapons. So yeah, I have some 5-star weapons. I have xilonen signature, I have Skork, I have like Mistsplitter, but Mistsplitter, you know, it's not for Ayaka, I just went for that weapon. I have stuff for Homa, I have like, which one? Oh yeah, this one, and I have this one. So yeah, I have some signatures, but not all of them, because you know why? let's say like that. As I mentioned and always says, it's better to go for characters than for signature weapons, because additional characters means more fun. And that's it. Signature, like, yeah, it's kind of weapon. How you choose actually. I mean, let's say like that. If I like the character, for example, I will go for Columbina signature definitely. And maybe that's it. I'm not going for Durin signatures. Durin, by the way, according to the leaks, is going to be a sword. We have pretty good swords. For example, let's say like that. Mostly for DPS, it's not a bad option to go for signature. When it comes to supportive characters, it depends. Yes, I know that we have crazy Citlali's weapon. 28% additional damage is insane. We have crazy Escoffier weapon actually is extremely great when it heals, because you know why? We have some characters who can use that weapon. We have Escoffier, we have Iansan, you know, we also have Chevrus. All of these characters can use that signature weapon and can buff your character up to 32% attack. It's actually crazy buff, you know? And by the way, you know what? In some cases, that attack buff is better than Citlali's signature weapon buff, you know? So yeah. But again, I kind of like, yeah, let's say like that. If I like the character, I go for its signature. Just like that. Verisa signature? No, Verisa, I don't think I will go for Verisa. You know why? We have Vidziv. I have like this, like Lost Prayer, which is actually not bad. It's also increased movement speed by 10% when in the battle. And also it gives up to 36% elemental damage bonus. So yeah, let's say like if you check her stats, you see that I get like 36% Pyro, 36% Hydro, Dendro. If I swap her out, if I'm not mistaken, you need to wait. Oh yeah, you see like it's 0. So yeah. Like actually it's not a bad. So let's say like that. If you use like her skill first, let me show you. So yeah, skill, right?
Teamwork is strict. Final warning. Control breathing. Start the hero incoming. Headbutt.
You see like 16. It depends, like yeah, but you can get up to maybe like 24, something like that. Yeah, I know that. Like yeah, my Verisa is not bad. I mean, like if you ask me, my Verisa is actually has pretty good ratio. Let me show you. Oh, okay. I'm not going to use that one, but yeah, let me show you actually my Verisa is good. You know, like when it comes to like, yeah, she has like 85 crit rate and 203 and 4 crit damage. Also, she has pretty good amount of attack. And the only problem I have is this, like yeah, attack, because I have pretty good flower, pretty good sands. Not a bad 31.1 electro. Let's say like that, reasonable goblet because of attack buff, you know. She doesn't need like she needs energy recharge, but I'm okay with 10% or 20. So my only problem is like this attack, because if you see that I created like with artifact transmuter like 1 and 2 like a 0, it was a waste completely. You know, it's just terrible. I got this one recently. But still, if you check that one, just a second. You see, like 2 defense, 1 attack, and like, yeah, that was... Anyway. Nod-Krai lineup is stacked, so I decided or not to go for weapons, instead of going for like... Yeah, you know why, guys? Oh, by the way, about the weapons. Just keep that in mind, all of the craftable weapons in Nod-Krai are extremely crazy for Nod-Krai characters. So literally, yes... signature weapons definitely gives you more damage, but if you're free to play, that craftable ones are insane, especially sword. You know why? Because sword can give you up to finally HP sub stat up to 64%, which is actually crazy. And by the way, this 64, if I'm not mistaken, full HP stuff. That weapon is crazy for Nilo, because as you know guys, we don't have, unfortunately, any HP substat weapon. We only have 2 premium. It's Nilo's signature and this one. That's it, you know. But that craftable one gives you attack as a attack, energy recharge, and sub HP. So yeah, up to crazy weapon. If you ask me, I would suggest you to create that weapon. I will do that, but it's completely up to you. I think our signature isn't that bad. You mean like which one? Instead of going for characters like what? North Carolina stack. So like I decided not to go for weapons, instead going for that is true. Flins, Durin, Nefer, Varka, it still will so sure. Yeah, but just keep that in mind. Like Durin is not Nod-Krai, Varka is not Nod-Krai. Just keep that in mind, because yeah, you know, like yeah, we like Durin, Varka, Alice, Nicole. They are not from Nod-Krai. Well, what's a good weapon for Tignari? For Tignari, let's say like that. You actually can use Amos Bow. Tignari benefits from attack. You can use Amos Bow. Amos Bow also like can give him additional damage. Or you can use, yeah, not this one, of course. It's like kind of like for a test. I don't know, like why. So yeah, Amos Bow is normal. It's not okay, it's not bad. You also can use this one, Skyward, actually. If you ask me, this one is actually good because it gives crit rate and crit damage. As you know, he is DPS. If you don't have this option, you actually can use maybe like a Slingshot. If normal or charge attacks hits a target within 0.3, like the damage and crit, like actually it's not a bad weapon for him. Just keep that in mind. It's a 3-star weapon, but it's kind of like, yeah, if you don't have any other options, use this one. You also can maybe use something with Elemental Mastery. If you see that after Elemental Energy is decreased, no, it's not like that. We have another one. After using Elemental Skill, receive a boom, like with Boom Bloom. This one is also not bad if you have enough crit rate, crit damage. But again, like crit rate, crit damage weapon is better for him. Like this one, you know why Amos is good? Because Amos gives like pretty huge amount of attack buff. Well, to be honest, I only have eyes on Columbina and her signature. If like, yeah, about the, no, like Mirak, no need to wait for info. Let's say like that. I like, no matter what, I will go for Columbina. I definitely will ignore cancellations. About weapon, I will like just wait and think. If it's worth it, then I will go for weapon. If it's not worth it, I will skip the weapon, because
There's a lot that goes
I'm
into
not going for all of the weapons, if you see that. So yeah, I don't have like, let's say like that. Would be nice to get Chasca's weapon. That weapon increased Chasca's damage by a lot. The problem is it's not flexible. You can use only on Chasca. Let's say like Kazuha's signature weapon is crazy. Ayaka's signature weapon is good because you can use on other characters. Even Xilonen's weapon is actually good. You know why? You can use it on Bennett and get the buff. Because you can give Bennett like some energy recharge with a good defense, and you can get not 25% but at least 12% damage buff, which is actually useful. Yes, it's not a full, but yeah, you got the point, you know. Other than that, so yeah, like let's say Skirk weapons is crazy. Like yeah, her weapon is just crazy. Unfortunately, it's weapon mostly for Skirk, but yeah, she's just like, yeah, that weapon Azure is just like crazy. Mavuika's weapon is good. You can use it on like mostly on all of the like Claymore DPS characters, you know. When it comes to Columbina, yes, yet again, so yeah, I definitely will go for Columbina no matter what, because she's going to be Archon, as you know, like let's say like Nod-Krai's Archon. She will get her own statue, so definitely will be good character. But again, when it comes to weapon, we'll see. Nod-Krai characters don't benefit from damage bonus goblet. Yeah, that is true. Like let's say like that. All Nod-Krai characters should be built like that. Just let me show you. So yeah, you need to build them with attack. Flins, by the way, you need to build Flins the same. The only exception is Lauma. For Lauma, you need to go like Elemental Mastery, or EM crit rate. That's it. For Flins, yes, it's attack because yes, damage goblet is not so useful. Where is the signature? Okay. Any craftable? Yeah, like Ali, like it's like Nod-Krai craftable weapons is crazy as hell. Yes, it's mostly for Nod-Krai characters, but it's like extremely crazy. She's cute, I know, but if she's useless, I won't use her, which I will hate that. Oh, like, I don't know which one is. Oh, you mean like Columbina? No, I don't think she is going to be useless, to be honest, you know. Let's say like that. Mavuika is good as well. When it comes to Newlet at level 1, I would say yes, you can keep Newlet at level 1, you have mualani. But when it comes to Mavuika now, Mavuika is actually a crazy character. Yeah, that bike, I mean like, it's actually a kind of weird idea, but again, it is what it is. And actually, Mavuika within Natlan has, like, not only within Natlan, outside Natlan as well, has pretty good exploration abilities. She can hover over the water, she can climb the mountains, and she also can fly, you know? Like, she has, like, literally all of these three stuff. I don't have Amos, no Skyward Harp. Yeah, like Ali, if you don't have Amos bow, if you don't have Skyward, you, like again, as I mentioned, you can use like Slingshot. Slingshot is a free-to-play and not a bad option. You know why? Slingshot gives you crit rate. Or again, like, yeah, some of the like event weapons. That Slingshot, if you check that, gives you crit rate. I don't remember, like at max level, it gives like about like 28 or something. Like, it's not a bad option, by the way. And also, like, if it's normal or charge attack, as you know, like he does the charge attack, it's considered to be skill though, I don't remember exactly, but again, you can use it. Finally, I can use my attack EM like goblets with 50 CV. Attack HP, yeah, actually, yeah, by the way, so yeah, again, as I mentioned like early, a little bit earlier, but about the new sets, guys, keep all of them, defense, HP, EM, attack, all of the stuff, keep them, they will be useful.
Everybody stand, drop your weapons. Let's move, turn. Headbutt. Hero incoming. Yeah, oof.
Like, we don't really know who are gonna be like meta DPS. It can be anyone low, like maybe Nefer, like Varka. No, actually, let's say like that. About that, Cloud, you can say that. You know why? If like as Zoro mentioned earlier, like if Columbina is going to be a DPS character, she will surpass Mavuika. It means she is going to be #1. Because you know why? At the moment in Natlan, like we are within Natlan for 9 months, you know? And since none of the Natlan characters can surpass Mavuika, like Skirk is kinda close. In some cases she's extremely useful, but still Mavuika is just crazy, you know? Mavuika can buff, Mavuika can use Cinder City, Mavuika can be supportive for like, she can attack buff, as you know, she can buff your attack. Yes, in some kind of weird manner, but still, it's kind of buff, why not? You know? So let's say like, yeah, I assume that Columbina is going to be kind of the same, I mean, in terms of DPS. About Varka, I don't expect Varka, like, yeah, maybe Varka is going to be crazy, but he is Animo, and it's going to be Animo DPS. I personally don't like Animo DPS, because, let's say like that, it's kinda you build Mavuika with Cinder City, which is actually possible option, but not a great option, because, like, for me, Animo is mostly supportive set. You know, and just imagine you do Animo damage. It's kind of like Wanderer. I don't like Wanderer because of like, not because he's like kind of crazy, or as you know, Chinese community like hate Wanderer so bad, but because of DPS. That's why, like, if you notice that even though I use Chasca as a DPS character, she's still crazy supportive as well. By the way, I recently switched her build. I used like this weapon on her, and I used like VV set on her. I ignored that Obsidian Codex, and I use this one because increase swirl damage by 60%, decrease opponent element resistance to the element infused to the swirl. So actually this is crazy buff. because she converts bullets and you can get additional damage. Mavuika will never be better than father in my account. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, unless you level her up. For real though. Is Alice, Nicole, new Mavuika, Citlali? I would say maybe close to them, but not exactly. Because I heard the same, that Nicole is going to be supportive character for Alice, you know? And Alice, as you know, like we got a lot of like stuff about Alice. But yeah. I will keep that. That's actually pretty good. Because you know why? This one is my second HP in general for a long time. And I need one for Escoffier or for Furina. Okay, we'll keep them. So yeah, but that weapon looks dull on him. No, like, you know, like Ali, you asked me which weapon you can use, and I had told you that you can use this weapon. Like how it looks, it's completely about the preferences. If you want to use like, let's say, like, yeah, it's kind of like how that. Yeah, it's, what can I say? Like, yeah. I mean, just a second. Let me check something. No, like, yeah, like, you can use sling. If you don't have any other options, slingshot is actually good. Oh, how it looks, yes, it's about preferences. Like, what can I say? If you want to see damage, go for that weapon. It actually gives you some damage. Duel, I know, like, that duel is actually, like, it's a meme now. Yeah, but that weapon, that's... Okay, we'll keep them. What will Columbina premium team... Oh, yeah, Mirak, it's a little bit early to say. You know why? Because on the last stream, Desta actually says pretty great, like, pretty interesting, she, like, shared pretty interesting point. What if Columbina can activate all of the lunar related damage buff? So yeah, let's say we will get like, at the moment we have lunar bloom and lunar charge, right? What if like Columbina by herself can activate all of this stuff, you know? That would be crazy. In that case, it's completely different teams and you can use her with like, you know, literally any hydro, dendro, electro characters, literally. So it's a little bit early to say. Let's say like that. Even at the moment, even though we have like Lauma, which will be released in a couple days, just a second, we still don't know full potential and full team comps for Lauma. You know, if you remember, like, you know what, like, let's say, not flexing, but anyway, I want to say that. Back then, when they released Dendro, like, I was one of the first who used Raiden as an elemental mastery, you know? Because I just literally, immediately switch her to an elemental mastery, and that was crazy. So let's say the point is, just imagine, Raiden was released for a long time, we knew that we will get Dendro, but we still have like plenty rooms for do some testing, you know? So talking about Columbina at the moment, it's extremely early. Yeah, I checked like your chasca build like before I pull her, and like I saw Vivi. I was like, yeah, like that Vivi set is actually crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I like that Vivi set on her because you know why? It gives me more damage. That's why. Yes, Obsidian Codex, it's about her personal damage, but then since I have like, yes, maybe like Ineffa cannot benefit from that. Like, I mean, that actually no, she can because of fresh shredding. So yeah, it's not a bad option.
Commencing task.
Yeah, I checked like what it's like. Which element DPS is your favorite and what's your favorite reaction? Oh, about that, it's actually different. It's actually a difficult question. You know why, Cloud? Since like as you know, like elements like in this game, like it depends on content. It's difficult to say which one my favorite one. You know, like, let's say like that. It's kind of like you can, for example, you can say that, I don't know, like Furina is my favorite character, and you can use Furina in different team comps. So you can use her, for example, with Skirk. You can do like kind of like frozen and cryo damage. You can use Furina if you want to with Alhaitham and do some quick bloom. You can use Furina if you want with Mavuika, by the way,
When you
and
lose
do
your
wave.
way,
Yes,
gaining some altitude
it's better to
brings
use
some
other
perspective.
characters, but you still can use that. Yeah, so it's different team comps, but one character. When it comes to reaction, it's a little bit difficult to say because mostly game content depends. Like it's kind of like usually like yeah, they force you to use like specific reaction or like yeah. So because of that, it's difficult to say. But when it comes to element, I don't know. Maybe Electro, maybe. Yes, maybe Electro. Maybe I like Electro more than any others. If you want to use fancy weapon, Ali just ready to lose some DPS. Or like, yeah, or primogems. Let's say like that, Ali. Like, if you ask me, you can go for like, yeah, if you want to get like, you know what's the problem is? Or like, which I don't like in Hoyo. Even though they put Tignari, Dia, Mizuki into the standard banner, they didn't put their signature into the standard banner, you know? Because like, I would say that, Dia's weapon is extremely great weapon. It gives you HP, as you know. Mizuki's weapon is just crazy because it gives ton of elemental mastery and can be used by Nahida. Tignari's signature weapon is also pretty good, you know. And that's a problem. I don't like why they did that, but again, it is what it is. Yeah, she can activate all lunar reaction from leaks I saw. Oh yeah, Mirak, you mean like Columbina? Yes, maybe. We still don't know because yeah, it's a little bit early to say something. Possible. It's possible. Let me check that artifact and yeah, maybe because recently I got this HP. That was my first one. So far I didn't get any. This one is like, if it went to crit rate, I will level it up. I don't believe in that, but yeah, let's try. Let's go with flat defense. Recently it gives me like a ton of flat defenses. Alright. Alright, it happens. You don't have to flex on us. Well, I don't flex it. Come on, like since like you know what, YouTube has some like delay, and yeah. So this is your sign to go for Flins. This is your sign. I mean, sign. Oh, you mean like yeah, Electro? No. I don't think I will go for Flins, guys. Just like you know what? Yeah, actually, that's a good point. No, but I don't think I will go for Flins. You know why? Again, I have ineffa. I'm pretty okay with ineffa. Going for a second like lunar, it's actually waste. In my opinion, going for Lauma, going for Nefer, going for any other characters would be better. And by the way, as I mentioned, Lauma's ineffa's damage will be increased in Nod-Krai. So like, why should I go for like yeah? At the moment, she deals about like 50 or 60k, something like that with damage, and that damage might be increased up to I would say 80 or 90k, you know. And Flins does about 250 or 220 with like free-to-play stuff, you know. So yeah, like it's make no sense in my opinion. I know Voxels will pull for Flins, but I can't prove it yet. Anyways, I got to go. Okay, bye Alice, thanks for joining. Are you gonna start like Archon Quest right after Nod-Krai release or after? Yeah, like you know what, usually I would suggest you, like if you ask me guys, I usually try to do all of the like since I do some content, I try to do that Archon Quest immediately. And also like it's possible that some Archon Quest like allows you to open some places on the map, you know. So yeah, like some of the places are locked behind Archon Quest, and some stories and some other like maybe like world quest, maybe some weapons, you know, something like that. That's why it's actually not a bad idea to do Archon quest immediately. No need to keep them, because it might happen that you just like miss some stuff, you know. So because of that, I'll do it immediately. You want Vortex like love reaction on Archon quest? No, I'm like Mira, come on, like I do some recording, like yeah, it's not fast. Sorry about that. Maybe I will do that in the future, but I don't think I will do it now. Goon session? Yeah, would be nice, not gonna lie, but yeah, you know what? Like if I only had second account, yes, it actually was not a bad idea. Like it, like yeah, to do that stuff, you know, like online. Like let's say like that, have an account to like do progression on live stream only. Like yeah, you know, like yeah. Now today we're going to level up like for ineffa, for example. Let's farm for ineffa, or like yeah, today let's do that like Archon quest or that war quest, old quest. But yeah, maybe in the future we'll see. I'm not actually like I have no. Like yeah, I don't want to create second account. I don't wanna, you know, like yeah, that was a little bit difficult to level up all of the stuff, not gonna lie. And like yeah, even though to be honest, let's say like that, creating a new account within like these couple days is actually a great idea because of additional stuff, because of upcoming anniversary. Don't forget about that, because we will get, actually guys, you completely forget about anniversary. We will get new, you can choose a 5-star character in a 23 days. And by the way, don't forget about like a live stream. They will do dedicated live stream for anniversary. It's going to be 5th anniversary. Most likely they will do additional stuff. They will give you 10 fates, like rainbow fates, and 1600 primogems. And also maybe additional stuff, maybe some weapon, something like that, you know. So yeah, the point is like Mizuki will be home. You will play Nod-Krai off stream Vortex? Yeah, mostly I do like yeah, as you know, like I don't do any stories, quests, etc. like on stream, like I never did. So yeah, most likely yeah. Alright, so yeah guys, let me check some artifacts and maybe that's it for today. I will be on Monday or Tuesday. Oh yeah, let's do this one as well. Let's check it. Maybe it's can give me... If it's crit rate, I still not going to level it up. I have pretty good... Oh, attack and crit them. Okay, it's like... right. So yeah. Yeah, we'll keep it. By the way, yeah, I told you, right? Like I created I used I never thought I would do that. I use Sanctifier. If you remember, I told you never do that like ever. So yeah, I use Sanctifier Elixir to create this stuff. And by the way, you know what? This one increased my damage, even though it's trash as hell. But because of attack, it increased the damage. If you stream Monday or Tuesday, you won't stream. No, I will. Like yeah, no, I will. Like if you mean like back-to-back 2 days, no, I will do it. No problem, guys. So yeah, if I will do like on Monday, let's say like that. No matter what, like Monday or Tuesday stream, I will do stream on Wednesday, definitely. So yeah, not like yeah, because like yeah, we need to do like, let's say we need to check that Nod-Krai, we need to do some like Lauma's gameplay, like yeah, test gameplay. I don't think I will go for Lauma immediately, but maybe will. You know why? But keep that in mind. I will, if I will go for Lauma, I will spend my 50-50 only. I'm not going to like yeah, like I don't want to spend my guaranteed. But again, we'll see. Because to be honest, I want to see how Nefer is going to be. Even though I'm a little bit skeptical about Nefer, because you know why? I didn't like that when she's on a team, she cannot create Dendro cores. It's actually bad. But again, we'll see. We'll see. But I will, like, no, like, don't worry about that. Nefer skill, yeah, definitely. Actually, like, I hope like we will get some info by that time. I'm on 60 PD guaranteed. I bought that cloud again, like let's say like that. I would suggest you, like, if you don't have set crazy gambling problems, you know, like you just want to, like, oh, I want to go, I want to wish. If you don't have that, then you will be alright. I mean, yeah, just don't wish for Lauma, but keep that in mind. Lauma is going to be good, better than Flins in my opinion, and better than Nefer. Because if Nefer's kit is true, that she can, like when she's on field, she cannot create Dendro cores, I don't think she's going to be like so good. Because you know why? That damage is going to be like lunar related damage, definitely. Most likely it's going to be Dendro. And only like that moon sign, that's artifact set, Nod-Krai artifact set, and like another stuff can buff her damage, and that's it. And that's a problem in my opinion. Like, let's say like that, she is kind of will be locked within Nod-Krai, something like that. But we'll see, we'll see. She looks amazing, not gonna lie. She looks gorgeous. I like her, especially that cat. But if her kit is terrible as hell, I will skip her definitely. It's better to go for a character which is actually useful. Again, as I mentioned like a couple times, like, you know, like at the moment, luckily, I don't have any 5-star, like unless it's a standard. I mean, the characters I wished for, which I don't use. You know, all of them, which is 5-star, like I use them. And I don't want to go for a character, for example, if it's going to be Nefer, level her up and just keep her. Yeah, it's a waste. What? Genshin Wish Simulator. What? There's, oh yeah, maybe, I don't know that. I fulfill my gambling addiction via Genshin with... Oh, okay, actually it's a good idea. You know, I used to do that as well back then. But yeah, after that, I kind of used to that. To like, you know, let's say like that. Now I can keep myself, you know. Oh yeah, yeah, Mirak, we have that. You just like Google it, like Genshin, like wishing simulator, and you will see that. Actually, it's pretty good and fun, not gonna lie. By the way, you also can use another simulator. You can use Bleach Brave Soul simulator. It's actually way better. It's helped me in Bleach Brave Souls back then. The third Genshin Wish simulator, that's true. Okay guys, so yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for joining. I will be, as I mentioned, like, yeah, or like on Monday or Tuesday, we'll see. One of the day, you know, like right before the, like, right before the patch maybe. Yes, it's a couple days, because, you know, like you still need to, like, don't forget about the shop. You can get like 5 standard wishes and 5 premium wishes. Again, don't forget about that stuff. It's annoying, but it's only 8 songs. Not going to be so difficult. Other than that, so yeah, you're right. I'm thinking of pulling... Hey Splash, how are you doing? Of pulling for Lauma, because I want Columbina and have enough time for her. Yeah, like, let's say...
Cleanup sequence in progress.
Oh, Splash.
Based on data from
like
past
we
incidents,
discussed Lauma on the
please
stream.
avoid dropping small
She's
items
going
such
to be,
as
let's say like that. If you
Mora.
compare Lauma and Flins, I would say Lauma is better choice than Flins, you know? And especially like because you can go for ineffa in the future. When it comes to Columbina, yes, Columbina is going to be released in 6.3, so you have plenty of time. And by the way, don't forget about like wishes. If I'm not mistaken, you can get up to 140 wishes in 6.0. It actually means like guaranteed and like 50-50. So you will be alright. Oh, if you have ineffa, that's crazy. Because if you have ineffa, you know, like you know why I mentioned ineffa? Because of Hyperbloom. You still, it's better to use Cookie or Raiden. Keep that in mind. Cookie is actually a good option. Raiden is way better options than ineffa. But you can use ineffa to buff, or like, yeah, to get some additional EM. You know, you can build her in EM and you can get some additional EM. Yeah, it's not going to be crazy amount of EM, but at least some buff. And also, she can be second. Yeah, like it depends. Again, like when it comes to teams, we need to do some tests. Yeah, but when it comes to like Columbina, yes. Alright guys, so yeah, again, like that's it for today. Thanks for joining. I will be online on Monday. Again, we can discuss Lauma again, no problem, because like why not? Or like Flins is going to, as you know, like first phase is going to be Lauma and Nahida, second is Flins and Yelan. And Aino is going to be within Flins banner. Most likely they did that on purpose. and change the build, or change the, as you know, like initially Flins was on the first phase, Lauma on the second, but looks like Flins is not going to be so hyped character, you know, many players just kind of like disappointed in Flins because of Constellation 1, because of his kit with Constellation 0, it's not okay because he needs like 5-star support. Lauma doesn't need that. Lauma is actually pretty great with old characters. I don't have any, you don't need electro DPS splash. To do hyper bloom you need like EM, like you need like why I mentioned Raiden, it's because you can build her with EM without any crit rate crit damage, without energy recharge, and only use her skill, or you can use Cookie Shinobu with elemental mastery again without any crit rate crit damage and like energy recharge and do hyper bloom. So it's like that. It's because of, it's like when it comes to Lauma's team. Okay guys, so again, like it's thanks for joining once again, and bye bye guys, bye bye.
Combat data updated. Please rest that I will not blow the roof off again.